The stadtholder made good on his promise, providing the Grand Duke of Middenland with the resources he required to raise a new army. With the money now spent, Boris Todbringer began his reconquest by marching for the town of Kamendun to root out the occupying Bloodfeather tribe. The Greenskin cavalry used the wooded areas to hide their movements as they attempted to move around the left flank, but were spotted by Boris, who sent 2 units of halberdiers to intercept. The old boar riders tried to rid themselves of the harassing halberdiers, but the men of Middenland would not so readily abandon the liberation of their homeland, and drove the greenskins from the field.
Goblins! Orcs! They must all die! We are covered in orc blood! Wolves, charge with us!
With a vengeful fury, Boris Todbringer rode down the Goblin war boss. With their leader slain, the remainder of the Greenskin army soon fled. The reconquest of Kamendun was a success, and the lands of Middenland proper were brought fully under the authority of Middenheim. Morale amongst the army swelled, though Boris knew their greatest challenge was yet to come. To the west, Erasmus had subdued the marches of Coron. He formed up the men and made haste for Middenland to assist the Grand Duke in his war of liberation. Whilst in the north, Willard's effort had bore fruit. The Corsairs of Spite had left the refuge of Arnau and headed south to drive the invading forces of Marienburg from their lands. Failure was not an option. Willard knew he must destroy the Nifers in open battle and then make straight for the town of Arnau before the enemy had time to recover their strength. The first battle in the Corsairs' War would determine the outcome of the conflict.
will bathe in their blood!
Do your duty, men!
The enemy had brought many missile units to bear. Willard could not allow his forces to become bogged down in melee whilst the Corsairs filled his ranks with arrows. To prevent this, Willard split his forces in two. Willard took control of the left, with Gazunder Wallrattler taking the right. The two forces would use hammer and anvil tactics to envelop the enemy and neutralize their ranged advantage. The infantry kept to reserve successfully caught the Elven cavalry as it attempted to slip behind the line on the left flank.
As long as we outnumber them, we will...
The men had weathered the hail of arrows, and now Gazunder's flanking force was closing in on the enemy ranged units, who were keen to avoid engagement and began to pull back. Gazunder left his troops to their task and peeled off to duel with the reinforcing Corsair Lord, laying into his foe with devastating airstrikes. The flanking force managed to catch the Dark Elf missile units and engaged them in melee. In the middle of the fighting, Willard sought out the Corsair general. After a bitter fight, Willard emerged victorious and cast down the foe.
Slash cut! Fight, men! Fight for our right to live! For Cain! I sense defeat! Let others die! Druki blood flows! They're firing on us! Missiles! As long as we draw breath, they will die! Fury! They are wavering! Kill! Our strength is waning! Wondrous slaughter! We will kill them all! Sigma!
With their lord slain and the men of Marienburg closing in, the Corsair army turned and fled.
Fight, men! Fight for our right to live! This is madness! Fight!
Victory belonged to Marienburg. However, the battle had taken a great toll on Willard's forces. Doing what he could to remedy the situation,
Yes, my lord.
Willard consolidated his units and
The
hired
nation
mercenary
calls.
troops to fill his ranks. With the army now somewhat replenished and Arnau ripe for taking, Willard moved his forces north to take the town.
By Sigma's right!
Behold, true power! These are at work! Glorious dark magic!
Witness true destruction!
Enemy wizard spotted! They're casting spells! Look out! Spellcaster! Beware the wizard! Enemy wizard spotted! Keep your heads down, men! They're casting spells! Look out! Spellcaster!
As the main battle line approached the Corsairs, a contingent of infantry moved to the western side of the field to catch the enemy reinforcements as they arrived to battle.
Now, men! They're casting spells! Let's have ya! Look out! Missile firing! Glorious start! Enemy wizard spotted! Bring them to their left! Look out! Spellcaster!
Using their numerical advantage, the forces of Marienburg wrapped around the enemy battle line. The mercenary deathjacks proved well worth their cost, providing a much-needed boost to the army's ranged capabilities. After trading arrows with the enemy crossbowmen, the Corsairs began to flee.
The battle is lost!
To the west of the battle, the Corsair reinforcements routed the Marienburg forces that had been sent to intercept them.
The gods have abandoned us! The Black Ark, the glory!
As the Corsair right flank began to buckle, the Marienburg infantry moved further down the line, rolling up the Dark Elf infantry. The archers moved to meet the Dark Elf reinforcements that were now charging towards the main battle, and laid into them with a storm of arrows.
We're under fire! Enemy units have appeared! Keep your head down, men! Brace for impact! Enemy with us from land! Destroy it! Men, they're casting spells! Look out! Spell guard of our ears!
With the Dark Elf general slain, the rest of the army fled, all but the unbreakable reinforcing general, who stood defiant, unwilling to flee the field. The town of Arnau was now secure, and the coastal citadel of Sayath Hill within sight. Willart would allow his men a brief period of rest as he set about replenishing their numbers, before marching on to eliminate the Corsairs in their final place of refuge. In Kamendun, Boris Todbringer received word of a greenskin force moving in the underways beneath the town. Boris hastily assembled the men and delved into the underways to intercept the greenskins before they were able to slip by.
Come, march! We'll soon...
faster! Enemy wizard spotted!
With the greenskin host put down in the underway, Boris continued his campaign to liberate his lands. The next target was the beastman-infested town of Bokel. Meanwhile, Erasmus continued his march to Middenland,
Yes, my lord.
arriving at Gorsel, with the town of Dienst within striking distance.
Who calls?
His forces now replenished, Willard was ready to deliver the final blow to the Corsairs of Spite, and marched on Seattle.
To arms! Dark magic! Behold true power! Beware the whistle!
Having learned from his previous clashes with the Dark Elves, Willard had enlisted 2 units of cavalry as a counter to the Knife-Ear's agile ranged units.
They're casting spells!
Our sorcery is
They're casting spells! Look out! Spellcaster! Eviscerate them! Die, weakling!
The cunning Druki attempted to harass the Marienburg forces with missile troops hidden in the
The
woodlands.
enemy is charging!
Their plans, however, were interrupted when Willard himself charged into their ranks and cut them down as they attempted to escape.
Yes! The enemy is revealed! Enemy wizard spotted! Keep your heads down, men! The weaklings use missiles! Enemy units have appeared! No mercy!
With the new cavalry regiment having routed the enemy Dark Riders, they were now free to charge up the hill and into the crossbows. As the battle turned in Marienburg's favour, the infantry pushed further and further up the hill, until they were able to assist the cavalry in cutting down the enemy's ranged units.
Behold, true power! Missiles, take cover!
The battle for the hill was soon won. The remaining Druki attempted to take shelter in the woodland, but were pursued by the men of Marienburg.
Don't give them an inch! The battle is lost! The merciless host! Incoming!
The Corsair War was brought to a swift end, with Willard leading his forces to a glorious victory. A dispatch was sent to the capital, informing the stadtholder of their new territorial gains. Willard knew that a response would follow, commanding him to make straight for Middenland to join Boris Todbringer and his brothers in their conquest. Willard, however, stayed put and considered his options. After much intense marching, Erasmus and his host finally reached the walls of Dienst and laid siege.
Fight for our nation! Raise your weapons!
Not far to the east, Boris was now ready to reclaim the town of Bokel. This counterattack would draw the ire of the vile Nurgle worshippers of the Brass Keep, who had struck up an unholy alliance with Kazrak One-Eye. This did not cause much concern for Boris Todbringer, who would happily wage war with the Chaos Gods themselves in defense of his dukedom. The occupying beastmen were hesitant to leave the ruins of Bokel and face the men of Middenland in battle. In order to goad them out, Boris brought forth his mortars and rained hellfire on them. The war wagons bravely rode into the ruins alone and harassed the beastmen with handgun fire. The beastmen, try as they might, were unable to catch the more agile wagons and were forced to weather the missile fire.
Winds blow hot.
Some of the beastmen decided to brave an attack on Boris's army, clambering over their makeshift barricades and roaring as they charged into the infantry, but they were quickly turned back. The war wagons eventually spent their supplies of ammunition and pulled out of the ruins, having inflicted considerable casualties on the beastmen.
Brace for impact.
Becoming increasingly desperate as their numbers dwindled, the beastmen made wave after wave of attack on the men of Middenland.
I foresee them.
Deciding that the time was now right, Boris began ordering his infantry to head into the ruins and bring the battle to an end.
Sigmar demands blood. Don't give them an inch.
Bokel had been won, but troubling news soon arrived. The Empire, which had refused aid to Middenland in their hour of need, were now laying claim to the spoils, and had claimed the city of Brockel. With the Empire now provoking tensions with Marienburg and Middenland, Jan van der Kuiper sent a request to Altdorf for parley. He also instructed Christian van Noort to head south and claim what territory he can before Imperial forces are able to expand further.
Covering ground!
Welcome to Marienburg, Ambassador von Hesse. We are happy to receive you. I thank you for your courtesy. I am eager to speak with your master. I am sure the tension between our realms can be resolved amicably. It is the Lord Stadtholder's wish that we do so. If you would like to dismount, I will have your horse stabled while you await the Stadtholder. Out here, have I been invited to Marienburg so I might be refused entry to the city? Not at all. The Lord Stadtholder thought you might enjoy a tour of the grounds outside the city. A strange hour for sightseeing. If you would be so kind to inform Van der Kuipers that I have had a long ride and would like a bath and bed for the night before we meet. The grounds are best seen under moonlight. Your horse, please, Ambassador. Thank you for coming all this way, Ambassador. Please, walk with me. It is regrettable that the Emperor would think it appropriate to occupy the sovereign territory of Middenland. The Grand Duke has made many requests for assistance, yet the Emperor consistently turned a deaf ear until his loyal servant was forced to seek allies elsewhere. I do not think for a moment the glorious Emperor would do something so terribly provocative with the intention of prodding the bear. So I must ask that Imperial forces are immediately withdrawn from Middenland, and the territorial integrity of our Confederation respected. The realm of Middenland is Imperial territory. The Emperor was simply exercising his royal responsibilities in coming to the defense of his feudal servant. It has caused the Emperor great pain that the Grand Duke would be so rash as to renounce his fealty to the Imperial crown, but he is prepared to forgive. He asks that the Grand Duke stop this petulant act of rebellion and return to the fold. He also extends a hand of friendship to yourself, and respectfully asks for the city of Marienburg to put aside its expansionist ambitions before tensions reach a point of no return. I do not know if word has yet reached Boris Todbringer of the Emperor's occupation, but when it does, Sigmar himself could not protect you from his wrath. For the sake of the Emperor, who I do so revere, I would hope that you could help him see sense. The allegiance of Middenland to the Imperial crown is over, and unlikely to be rekindled any time soon. The same has been true for Marienburg for some time. I'm afraid I am unable to oblige the Emperor in this matter, and insist that he withdraw his forces. It is my earnest wish for conflict to be avoided, but foreign entities in our lands cannot be abided. For the sake of keeping the peace, the Emperor must heed our word and pull back. Do not fool yourself into thinking you can intimidate us, Lord Stadtholder. A single disgruntled province has revolted against us and befriended an upstart power on the edge of the world. It is no more than a rebellious daughter spiting her father by courting a ruffian. Avaland, Nuln, Sturland, Ostland, all the other provinces remain loyal to the crown, and would marshal their forces on a word if you continue on this path. Those provinces have stood by and watched as the Emperor allowed his loyal subordinates to drown under waves of beastmen and greenskins. I am sure they too must be wondering what purpose the Imperial Alliance serves, if not to defend the lands within. I have made my position clear, Ambassador. The Confederation of Marienburg and Middenland will endure, and if the Emperor wishes to test our mettle, we will be happy to oblige him.